Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Pimp, when you're ready, your 6 minutes starts now. Check this out.
Damn, that shit.
That was dope, man.
That got me really pumped. I'm ready.
A little bit different for a soft intro.
With that early intro, man. You got a little Aegis Comics love in there. What's that's going on?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. That's Aegis Comics and DJ Curse Words throwing down. Enter
hilarious.
Return of the Dragon style, or is that
nice.
That's Return of the Dragon?
Cheers, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Salute to everybody. Welcome to Lords of Longbox presents the Cover Price comic book shakers of the week. Let's get right to it. I got my man JB, got my man Darkside Jedi, and this show is sponsored by our friends over at CovrPrice.com. Head over to CovrPrice.com, sign up for a 2-week free trial or $6.99 a month. The price of it, basically. That's the way we use currency, right? We don't use cryptocurrency. We base things off of food. So it's about the price of a McRib meal when they're in season. So, whenever that is.
A medium size.
Yeah, I mean, you can't supersize that shit. Too many fries is bad. So it's also sponsored by good friends over at KRSComics.com. Use the discount code LOTLB. 15% off any KRS Comics exclusives. Hopefully you didn't miss out on this bad boy that dropped, sold out. This bad boy that dropped.
Go back real quick.
Tuesday.
I heard there's a first appearance in that book. It's the first Robin in the Burtonverse.
There you go.
Yeah, if you're a Robin fan like me, it's the first appearance of Robin in the Tim Burtonverse.
Tim Burton. Oh, wow.
So they're redoing Batman 89 because, Keaton's going to be in the Flash film. So, it makes perfect synergy sense. This dropped on Tuesday. This is Star Wars, The High Republic #7, the Mike Mayhew Shadow variant. And if you're down with the highness, this is dropping Friday at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. It's another Kirill Repin variant for Red Sonja. Absolutely gorgeous. He really draws faces very, very well. And the rest of it as well. You know what I'm saying? So, once again, this is the Cover Price Top 10 for the week of July 29th. My God, Lord have mercy.
Man, time's flying.
Yeah, it's crazy. So this just is brought to you, our friends over Cover Price. This list kind of focuses on the biggest sales or most interesting sales of the week, and we point them out here and take a look and see perhaps what it is. It's also AKA known as the Ofer list. Because I am over this list, except for I think Ryan may have one of the big boys on this one. We won't.
I have two. Oh my god,
I got nothing on this list,
but not 9/8.
No, I have one,
two of
but
10.
Not the Canadian variant. Oh shit, I'm giving away all the secrets. Shout out to the live chat. I try to highlight our three names during the warm cold opening, playing some music there. So shout out to everybody. Now it's up to 73. It was 35.
Absolutely.
So little secret to all you people who run live shows. Just run like a minute or 2 minute video. You let the people congregate. Let them
Right.
build up,
Let them come
build up a
in.
froth. You want a
occasionally
froth.
you got to deal with someone in the comments
Have a
who's
cocktail,
like,
sit
"Why do you
back,
play
relax."
music in the front?" I gotta
Because,
like,
you
hey,
know,
there's a fast
they're not
forward
in
button.
the live.
People.
They're not in the
Fast
live
forward.
chat partying with all
Right.
the other
They don't get
collectors
it.
and
This is the
friends in
best
here.
live chat.
Johnny
on
come
YouTube,
latelys.
man. Come
Yeah,
on.
but
This is
if
the
you want-
best live chat on YouTube. Shout
If
out
you're
to
watching
this
on the
chat.
rewind, use the forward button, man. But all the people, all the 73 people that are in here watching, having a good time, partying down. Lou and Amy in the house. Thank you for that fantastic video. I still have to do the Comic Book Karen video. If you haven't peeked it out on their channel, Lou sent it to me, but I gotta chop it down. It's a bit of a big file. So let's get right to it, boys and girls. Let's see what's shaking for this week.
Ooh.
What do we got up first?
Well, let's shake it up. This is all new Marvel Now. Point one, number one. This is the McKibben 1-in-75 ratio variant. This was published back in 2014. And of all the Kamala Khan books, this is officially the most valuable. This hard to find 1-in-75 variant features the first full appearance of Kamala Khan. While appearing on the cover of the standard cover, this book has taken the market lead due to its scarcity. In fact, this week, new all-time high sale of $3,106 for a raw copy, mind you, from an 18-bit auction, is the first sale we've seen since March of 2021. The last 9.8 we see is back in September of 2020, which sold for $2,600. We look forward to seeing the next one sold. There's currently one listed, a 9.8, for the low price of, get this, $25,000.
Oh,
Well, I mean, so September.
I mean, if $3,000 for a raw, yeah.
So they made
Raw.
so September 2020 was a year ago, right? So
Yeah.
the Kamala Khan stuff was just kind of starting. We saw a couple of pictures here and there. This book is going to jump up even bigger. I don't know. Marvel dominated Twitter today because they announced the actual release dates of the shows. I do believe Miss Marvel is coming out in September, going to October, and then in November is going to be Hawkeye. So they supposedly they have 9 other shows in development right now.
Wow.
Over on Disney Plus. Nova. I'm just saying Nova. For those who've been watching our show,
I'm ready.
you know,
I'm stacked and jacked with that.
25K Steve money. No, I spent all my birthday money. So, you know, there's a couple of books on this list that actually sold on my birthday. And interesting enough, it's a book that I don't have. So that's a hint to anybody who bought it. Send your boy one for his birthday. So all new Marvel Now. Point one, issue number 1, the McNiven 1-in-75 variant, just from 2014. Yo, the Kamala Khan hype is real, son. So
hell yeah.
just wait till a trailer drops. You know, we
I
always
want to say I got the McNiven, the other one that has Sam Alexander in it.
Yes.
I
I think that's going to be a hot one if Sam
That's
comes
the
up.
only one I have left, man. All the other point ones, I didn't really think they were going to be collectibles, but you know, here we are in 2021, and any
Everything's
little chance
collectible.
Exactly. So, all right, what do we got up next? Oh, speak of the devil.
There you go. Next up on the list, we've got Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme number 1, the Javier Rodriguez 1-in-25 variant, originally published in 2016 from Marvel Comics. This issue features several first appearances: Nina the Conjurer, the Mindful One, the Demon Rider Kushala. However, the focus is all on Kushala, who was recently featured in Marvel's Voices, Indigenous Voices number 1. Now, there are rumors that Kushala is the frontrunner to take over the role of Sorcerer Supreme upon Doctor Strange's impending death. Now, if you didn't know, this is going to take place this September. His death was announced by Marvel back in June. This speculation has pushed this 1-in-25 variant to its new high sale of, here we go again, $400 for a raw dog.
Jesus, these raw books are
Raw
moving,
dog.
boy.
So,
when
look at this.
when would it sell?
What was that?
When did it sell? What was the sale date on that? It's in the notes.
It's in the notes. His
Doesn't
death
it say?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, so I actually looked on CovrPrice, and I'll show you later. This was bought on July 24th,
Ooh.
which was my birthday. And I'm a Doctor Strange fan. So I'm just putting it out there in the universe. Whoever bought this, I hope it's a birthday present for me. Believe it or
Put it out
not,
in the
I
ether.
collect everything Doctor Strange except for this run I don't have.
Now,
Or I
why?
do.
Why did you not collect
I need
this
this
run?
I have a long box full of Doctor Strange books. It's like a giant box of porn. It's just I have so much stuff. My man, remember KP Henderson? I did a video called the largest Doctor Strange collection on YouTube, or at least the haul video. It was like 150 Doctor Strange issues, everything from silver, bronze, the Marvel Premiere run, all the way up to the new run. So I'm wondering if there's some in there. I have to go look now. But Jesus
it's on the
Christ.
screen, TiVo. It's on your graphic, man. It's not in the read. It's in the graphic.
Well, I mean, I don't.
He was
my
testing
guess.
you.
My guess is I don't think it's gonna be her. I think it's gonna be somebody more prominent, perhaps Magic or Brother Voodoo, or maybe what's maybe no, Scarlet Witch is dead, but you know, the interesting thing about the Sorcerer Supreme is they're selected by cosmic forces, and typically they have to be pure of heart. So maybe they'll go with somebody younger, but you want somebody who also has experience with, because Brother Voodoo or Dr. Voodoo was at one time the Sorcerer Supreme. So I'm going with Sorcerer Supreme. I don't know if Magic could do it, since Magic deals specifically in dark magic, or at least limbo magic, but we'll see, man. But this great speculation. And what's cool is this is actually speculation and just purely on who is going to be the next Sorcerer Supreme in the comics. Doctor Strange is going to die, but just like Scarlet Witch died, they'll be back in about a year or so. You know what I mean? So who knows, man? But interesting enough, man. It's a great little book too, by the way. I read this digitally, so I don't know. That's why I was like trying to wonder if I still have the floppies. I hate saying that. All right, single issues, man. It's the floppies.
The floppies.
Yeah. What are we talking about? 5 1/4 floppy disk?
Right.
All you old school people out there. Doctor Strange and the Sorcerers Supreme, not Sorcerer Supremes, the Sorcerers Supreme. Issue number 1, the Javier Rodriguez 1/25 variant from 2016. People just dig up stuff from 2016. Just 1/25 variants. All right, here's an interesting one. This is definitely everybody's gonna offer for this one, I think.
And this is 2005's Forgotten Realms Homeland number 1. This is from Devil's Due Publishing. And fantasy writer R.A. Salvatore is known for writing the very popular Forgotten Realms campaign for Dungeons and Dragons. His most notable creation was the character Dritz Do'Urden.
Sure. Why not?
Dritz is a dark elf. Dritz, right? It seems
we're going with
seems very elfish. Dark elf. He's a dark elf, and the center character in the realms. Drizzt.
Drizzt Do'Urden. Forget it.
Do'Urden.
You guys just
Do'Urden.
Google it, man. Yeah.
As noted in the book's solicitation, this book adapts the first chapter of R.A. Salvatore's hugely popular Dark Elves trilogy. This is the holy grail of fantasy book for comic fans. Dritz. Oh man, that's a funny name.
See why I took
origins were highlighted during the Black Lives Matter protest last year. Fans pointed out the racist tropes that were reinforced and continued on from the early days of Dungeons and Dragons storylines, specifically that dark-skinned characters were evil. With that said, D&D owner Wizards of the Coast are making major changes to correct this overall narrative moving forward. Regardless, this brought even more stature to Dritz, whose first comic book appearance is in this issue, which is also written by R.A. Salvatore. It hit a high sale of $800 this week for a CGC 9.8 with a raw fair market value of around $182. There's also an impossible find 2005 convention variant for this, which only had one $250 sale for a 3-issue lot.
Well, I put the name in there so you guys can figure out the pronunciation yourself.
Dritz.
Do'Urden. So, yeah. You would, you know what? That's like a Star Wars character name right there. I mean, straight up, man. All right, so Forgotten Realms.
He sounds a little Danish.
There you go. Yeah. Just needs a few more less syllable or less vowels in their name or some shit.
Is
Forgotten
Devil's Due
Realms
Publishing still around?
No, I don't think so.
If they are, they're barely doing anything.
I haven't seen anything
I'm trying to remember. From 2005, Forgotten Realms Homeland number 1 from Devil's Due Publishing from 2005, 9.8 for $800. It just goes. There's subsets of collecting. Just like we've been talking about. Trading cards, sneakerheads, and there's D&D. Yo, man, when I was younger in my teenage years, like junior high to like high school, D&D was huge, because this is before the advent of video games. And we're talking, you had to get a proper dungeon master. And, we weren't nerds, but we liked to get stoned. And we had this dude in our neighborhood that was a total cool nerd that was a dope dungeon master. And we used to get stoned and just play D&D for a good 4 or 5 hours. and just trip out because he would take us on these crazy journeys, right? And for you, really, if you want to,
If you had a good dungeon master, you're good. You're good.
Yeah,
if
you have to have a good dungeon master.
deep dive into RPGs, role playing games. We actually went off on another game before that, and we finished that. It was called Gamma World. Okay, if you guys want to look up Gamma World, it takes place in a dystopian future where there's everybody's a mutant. So I was a mutated gorilla. My name was Muggsy. That was my character. And they were hunted down. It was very cool. It was a dystopian future called Gamma World. Look it up, boys, and go see. You learn a little something every day.
That was similar to that. It was like the world was broken into like orcs and different lands, but it was like futuristic. There was cybernetic.
Warhammer?
No, it wasn't Warhammer. It started with an S. I think it was like Shadow. I can't remember the name of it, but it was after D&D, but it was a blast.
Back in the day, boys and girls, you had to use your imaginations. There wasn't no damn.
I mean, they even had
games.
computer games where it was all text. It was text-based computer game. You would
I remember that.
Run forward.
It wasn't real action. It was called turn-based RPG. So
Yeah.
you would type in something, and then somebody on the other line of the 56K baud modem would type into their move.
No, I mean even before internet.
Yeah.
This was a game.
You know what they were called? It was BBS, they're bulletin boards. And it was
Shadowrun. That's it.
Yeah, turn-based role-playing game. So it wasn't turn-based real-time strategy. I'm going to do this. Okay, now I'm going to do this.
Right. Pick up
StarCraft
axe,
was awesome.
move forward, open gate, hit orc. It's like you had to type it all in. It was
Steal
crazy
drink
back then.
Pillage the village.
But
Pillage the women.
but you had no graphics. It was all just. There
it's
might
your
have been
imagination.
some. Actually, there was maybe some very rudimentary, like, green screen type graphics.
Well, if some of the most valuable things in the D&D world are the first volumes of the books that they have.
Yes, Zork. That was what it was. It was called Zork.
Oh my God, I remember that. Oh my God, that was actually a computer game, Zork too. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Oregon Trail. Oh my God, you've died of dysentery. So basically, you just shit yourself to death. Oh my God. All right, so there we go. We went on a tangent there, but we're just covering everything, man. Forgotten Realms. When you get to be 50 years old, you kind of remember everything. Unfortunately, hopefully. Forgotten Realms Homeland #1 from 2005, 9.8 sold for $800. Good for you, whomever got that. This one, wow.
All right, next up, well, actually, before we get to this one, if you are enjoying the show and you are not subscribed to the channel, please do take a moment, hit that subscribe button, and hit that thumbs up if you're having a good time. All right, next up, we've got, you thought you had it, but you probably don't. It is The Mighty Thor 337, the Canadian Price variant, originally published in 1983 from Marvel Comics. Now, rumors have been swirling for years on whether we'll ever see Beta Ray Bill make an appearance in the MCU. When Thor picked up Stormbreaker, the weapon originally created for Beta Ray Bill in Avengers Infinity War, it made it seem all the more likely. Well, his first appearance in Thor 337 has increased in price significantly since those rumors first started. But this week, we saw an incredible new high of $3,480 for a CGC 9.8. This wasn't just any copy, though. This was the Canadian Price variant. Now, why does the Canadian Price variant cost so much? It comes down to rarity. And with only 366 universal copies of this variant on the CGC census and only 61 in 9.8, versus the 5,782 of the standard version and over 1,128 in 9.8, you can see how truly uncommon this book is, especially in high grade. The price for this book has escalated quickly recently, with it selling for just $1,800 on June 13th. But there have now been multiple 3,000 plus sales in the last month, showing this is more than just a fluke high sale. This has real demand for this character and this rare variant. Man,
you know
what?
I
only knew.
Yeah, well, we have been talking about Canadian Price variants for years now, and I actually have this book. It's not a 9.8, so I don't know if it counts as a 1 for 4, but it's definitely the Canadian Price variant.
If you got
Ryan will tell you.
If you got it, you got it.
In our private group chat, I've been always saying, hey man, there's also Canadian Price variant. Get that one if you can. That's why I got the New Mutants 14, which is a Canadian Price variant. Which is interesting is like when I posted, somebody goes, hey, look, it's a newsstand as well. Well, all the Canadian Price variants were newsstand.
Right.
And that's what makes the print run even lower. And I even reached out to Comic-Con. I was like, wait, did they ever make regular direct edition books in Canada? You know, because these were obviously newsstand. And because every Canadian price variant that I've looked up on eBay or just in research, they're all newsstand. But if you remember, in this generation, they used to have not only the American price, but the Canadian price and the UK price up in the UPC where they have the prices. But I still don't know if those were ever sent to Canada, though. But that just shows you the rarity of these, especially in high grade, because, you know, obviously we always talk about newsstand versus direct edition and how spinner racks, people bent the shit out of them or whatever. We don't know you Canadians getting drunk on Molson and just, you know, throwing them around or whatever. You know what I mean? But it's still... yeah, I've been pushing Canadian, and you know what else I have Canadian price variants of? Dakota North.
I have a Canadian price variant of the Black Mask, what is it, Batman 3, whatever.
Yeah.
I've got a Canadian price variant of, and I think this one is important to have a Canadian price variant of, Alpha Flight #1.
Ooh,
that's
that
just
would
a
be
cool
good one.
You know, because it fits, right?
It's perfect.
Canadian
Yeah,
fits.
it's perfect. It's
It
Canadian
fits.
teams, Canadian price variant. So, you know, newsstand.
Actually,
Canadian price.
if you look back, there's Canadian price variants from the Bronze Age, and I believe even the Silver Age in some cases.
Really,
I have a
didn't
Brave
know
and the
that.
Bold with a Joker on the cover that is a Canadian price variant. It's from,
Nice.
I think, early Bronze or late Silver.
Ah, I gotta look that up. But it's
I'll
very
have to post
interesting.
it on Instagram.
Yeah, find out more about that. Hit up our friends Comic-Con on Twitter. Man.
And I'll let you go after this. David
That's
has
a-
this one to press and send to CGC for me.
Oh,
So we're gonna
nice.
see.
Yeah.
The pressure's on, man. I want that 9.8.
I've been looking for this book, and I should have pulled the trigger when it was like a $300-400 book. I swear to God, it was even the Canadian price variant. It just goes now. I'm telling you, everybody's got the regular one, right? And so now you got people with deeper pockets are like, look, a Canadian price variant. I heard these are expensive because I came from the world of cryptocurrency or PSA trading cards or whatever, you know. But here's the thing about, you know, what those people who are from the trading card world or maybe even the video game worlds is they don't have these kind of weird variant. You know what I'm saying? The Canadian
Right.
price variant. Well, now we'll see once these are snatched up and how much the UK variants. The only UK variant I really know that's gone up is the Werewolf by Night. Because, you know, it's a sought after book and, you know, nobody can afford that. So everybody's getting that. I think it's a 9 pence variant for that one as well. And I was showing Ryan in our group chat that there is a first appearance of Shang-Chi in the UK world. And I'm not going to share that yet because I need to buy them all up first. Just so you know, it's not a book what you think it is, because they used to make these weird kind of issues and it would be multiple stories inside. I'm just saying there's first appearances in the UK where it's not in that character's book, it's in another book. I'm just giving you that as a hint right now. Pretty sure somebody will steal it and use it on there and make a video about it, but go for it, man.
I just
giving you
need the
information.
Canadian borders to open back up so I can go across and hit up all the comic shops and grab these variants, man.
And get codeine right over the counter. Whoa!
Yeah,
that's
hey.
big.
Well, that's on the down low.
Yeah, Mighty Thor number 337, Canadian price variant from 1983. Look at that. You're getting advice about Canadian variants and how to get illicit drugs for that are legal or not scheduled as narcotic over in Canada. So there you
Shout
go.
out
Get
to
your-
the comic book human having 2 of these. Nice.
Nice. All right. Next up is a book I've always talked about. What do we got?
Well, this is Saga #1, and this is a phenomenal story if you've read it. And recently in solicitation, this Saga trade paperback box collection, Brian K. Vaughan mentioned, hey, retailer friends, Brian K. Vaughan here, interrupting your regularly scheduled solicitation to say thank you for undying patience while Fiona Staples and I have been hard at work on the second half of Hazel's epic journey. We were promised that exciting news coming, and we wanted to offer your customers a cool new way to catch up on our Eisner Award-winning series. This led to a slew of, this led to an even high sale of $379. And upon the news, with 9.8, well over 700, we're closely watching this book, and it is exciting news to hit because we haven't had a Saga forever. I mean, we've been waiting and waiting and waiting.
How long have we been waiting? Seriously.
I mean,
How
it
long has
seems
been?
like 5 years. It seems like 5 years, but maybe
Yeah.
it has maybe not as long. But it's
Famously, Fiona Staples and Brian K. Vaughan have said, you know, we just don't think it should. if they've been offered Hollywood deals on it and they were just like, no, this is something we want to keep to ourselves. And they famously, I believe it was Fiona Staples said, look, if it was get adapted to the big screen, we want Wes Anderson to do it. Yeah. Now, if you understand Wes Anderson
I don't
films,
think that would work.
You know what I mean? It was kind of thrown out there as a joke, but I mean, think about it now with budgets of Amazon Prime and Netflix. I mean, it would cost a lot of money to adapt this to a show or movie, right? I mean,
it's Disney money. I mean, for sure. It's not going to happen with Disney.
Amazon
obviously,
Prime
but
money.
it's
You got
that kind of money.
You got that Bezos money.
Hey,
he was laughing.
yeah.
He was
like,
laughing
thank
at
you.
everybody. He
Send me to
says, hey,
space.
thanks for all my employees and customers for allowing me to go into. You did not go into space, dude. You went really high.
I mean, let's
into
read the tea leaves. You like to read the tea leaves. I'm going
to
put my foil hat on real quick. 3 of the most rich people in the world went off into space, right? You got Tesla guy, you got
Musk
Richard Branson. Yeah. Well, he's working on it, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, rich people are trying to get into space. Well, that might want to tell you something. They're trying to get out of here. It's weird.
Yeah.
Trying to get off the
They
planet.
didn't really get into space though. They just went really high up to where they experienced a little low. You know what I'm saying? This is hilarious, by the way. Amy's comment here. I didn't know anything about comics when we opened our store. I say what looked like characters on the front tried to recommend Saga trade to a 12-year-old. Oh my god!
Oh my
that
god!
is okay. First of all,
this is as adult as it gets. I'll tell you what.
There's some weird sex going on with the dude with a TV as a head. You know what I'm saying? It's a
phenomenal story though, and the Spider Woman and the dude. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's epic. Is I guess is a good.
Oh,
way
for
of
sure.
It's definitely epic. Yeah.
It's a mix of, I don't know. It's fantasy. It's space.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So you know what? I think a lot of people got a chance. I think Matt DeVoe was like, you know what? I'm throwing too many hard curveballs at you guys. I'm gonna give you something easy.
You should see a lot of ones.
And you know what? We were just talking about this last week. Maybe Matt heard us. We were talking about this particular type of pop art, and here it is. Shows up on this list.
All right, yeah, here we go. Next up, we've got Secret Hearts issue number 83, originally published in 1962 from DC. And if you're looking for books to invest in, then this one is one to pay attention to. American pop art legend Roy Lichtenstein helped put comics literally on a pedestal. He showcased comic art with his signature style and turned it into works that are now worth millions. This was a fun book to see last week as it contains the art Roy referenced on the first internal page for one of his most popular works, The Drowning Girl. The piece is currently owned by the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. We'll continue to highlight future Roy Lichtenstein books. However, now's a great time to jump into the books that have such immense cultural importance. This book's new high sale of $800 for a CGC 5.0 may one day seem like a deal. What do you think of that?
I don't know if it was on this show or a previous show. I may have been on our Drunken Show, Ryan. We were talking about that pop art and it has all the dots in it. This is Lichtenstein is the one that did this. Yeah, and also very famously, Andy Warhol also did a movement of pop art and it was based on comic books. And he's like, look, I loved comic books. So he did the famous kind of drawings, a lot of pows and wows. But this one, he specifically did these. But if you look at it, it's hilarious. He goes, I don't care. I'd rather sink than call Brad for help. But then in the comic, it goes, I don't care if I have a cramp. I'd rather sink than call Maul for help. You know, I don't, just like Brad is like, right. I guess. But there's a bunch. I seen this at MoCA in LA, which is a museum of contemporary art. They had like a thing, and there's been tons of like prints done, and people put them on walls and stuff.
Yeah,
and
this is very popular.
And this is actually one of the earlier works. The newer ones, they have more. It's hard to explain. You know, I'm talking about the dots that are on it.
Yeah, I know. What do they call it? They call it shit.
We had the same conversation last time. We couldn't figure it out.
Oh man, my dad worked in that business.
Yeah, so you could really tell because it has these really cool things about this is literally a piece of art. I mean, and when you talk about the world of comic book art and contemporary art mixing, it doesn't really. This is to the pinnacle right here, unless you get like an Andy Warhol piece where. I'm trying to think. I think Andy Warhol did a Superman piece from way back when, and it's in that documentary. But I won't talk about it because you guys say I'm ad nauseum about it. But it's on Amazon Prime.
What's the over/under on it? There's one.
All right, so on the list is Secret Hearts issue number 83 from November 1962, 5.0 for $800. But you got a piece of art history inside the pages right there, man. Here's another one that I'm pretty sure is going to be an offer.
The Sensational SpiderMan number 0, the Dan Jurgens red webbing wraparound variant, and this was limited to 3,000 copies. This book, it's books like this that remind us how scarce print runs can be. Today, a 3,000 print run for a variant is exceptionally high. However, in 25 years, 3,000 copies have practically disappeared. It's this very simple. The standard edition has a bluish webbing, and this one has a red one. CovrPrice has only tracked 3 copies of this cover, and 2 of them were this week with new high sales of $918 and $1,000 for a CGC 9.8. There's only 1 copy currently listed on eBay, so where did the 3,000 copies go? Was this given out? Is this a con thing or something, or is it just doesn't exist?
No, this is just a ghost.
Huh.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to dig and see if I have it. And I'm
I've
sure
never
I've got it
seen
in
it.
blue, just like everybody else has got it in blue. Nobody's got it in red. But hey, keep an eye out for that, right? You know you're gonna come across something like this, and in the back of your mind, you keep that little mental note that, hey, wait a minute, red. Oh,
You're not going to see this because if people already know about it, then it's not.
It's
you know what I mean?
gone.
But yeah, but maybe there's just the red one. But this is one of those things where it's like rarity. I mean, the print run is easy for you. It's right there in the fucking covers. It's limited to 3,000. I mean, I do believe it says 1 of 3,000. So, which you rarely ever see a Marvel or DC comic literally just come on and say, unless it's like even store variants nowadays. And when I say a store variant, I mean like an online store variant like Curious Comics, where they won't tell you it's, they'll tell you on the website, it's nowadays it's standard practice. It's 3,000 for the trade dress and 1,500 for the Virgin, sometimes 500, sometimes 600, depending on how much they feel like paying for it. But this one, 1996, wow, that's crazy. I've never seen this one before.
But with it selling for 1,000, I mean, they just must not. They're all in the bins.
Yeah, and I do believe that's a hologram on the cover as well. This obviously this is showing you the front and back cover, but I do believe that is one of the holograms on the front.
Mm-hmm. Man, Big Will's telling me I may have one of these in my collection because he thinks he sold it to me.
Sensational Spider-Man issue number 0, the Dan Jurgens red webbing wraparound, limited to 3,000 in 1996. Man, that's a mouthful. That's what she said. All right, do not adjust your screens. There's nothing wrong with it on this next one. You're just going to see, but this is the best picture we can find for it.
All right, seriously. All right, next up we have Solar, Man of the Atom, number 10, originally published in 1992 from Acclaim Valiant. And Valiant fans are some of the most dedicated comic fans out there. Over the past several decades, collectors have consistently sought out specific key titles, often paying top dollar for them. Now, while the publisher has waned in demand, key books like this are still hitting new highs. This is especially the case for high-grade copies, which is very difficult when you have an all-black cover like this. This week, a CGC 9.8 hit a new high of 880 bones and should be a book to keep on your radar as you pass through all those Valiant books.
I mean, even our photo has 2 big old knots.
I know it has. Well, the only ones that I could find were already slabbed.
Yeah.
They were slab 9.8s. But be careful. There is a second printing of this that it may be like where you see the Solar Man of the Atom. It's either in gold or silver or platinum. So be careful. There is a second print, but it doesn't. Now back then they didn't come out and say second print on this because but
I think
it is
a 9.8
9.8
for this all black cover
impossible.
is why it's just it doesn't exist. I'd be interested to see how many are on the census.
Dude, can you imagine the Valiant guys like, you know what? We're just gonna fuck with the people. Nobody's getting a 9.8, all black.
Yeah. And the same guy who ran Valiant is now running a company called Bad Idea. So there you go. At least the last guy who ran Valiant and ran into the ground. So we shall see, man. But Solar Man of the Atom, issue number 10 from Acclaim Valiant, That's cool 9.8 over $880. Trust me, there is a book in there. You just can't see it. And you know what's hilarious? Go on to eBay and see people take pictures of it. Like one guy you literally just see his reflection in the book itself. it's just because if you take a good picture of it, you can't see anything. It's just all black. You can't see where it says solar. You have to kind of put it at an angle to get some of the light. I'm gonna have to do that video.
You probably just have to take it out of the
You need to
Mylar.
teach us how to light a picture.
I am gonna do it. I've been asked to do a video how to take pictures of comics and slabs on Instagram, and I'm
without
going
getting the
to do
glare.
it. That's right. All right. So there you go, man. So Solar Man of the Atom, issue number 10, the super black cover, man, super black. Be careful though. Remember, do your research. There's a second print that doesn't nearly go for as much as the first print. So, and keeping in tune with nostalgia buys, we've had like a lot of like, weird kind of cartoons and other things. We got one this week.
Yeah, this is SpongeBob Comics number 1 from United Plankton Pictures Incorporated. This is back in 2011, and kids who grew up on SpongeBob are now in their late teens. While they're most likely not spending money on his first comic series, other collectors sure are. SpongeBob was a cultural phenomenon watched by fans of all ages. So on the heels of so many animated shows turned into comics, this book is on its way up in price, as seen by this week's sale of $425 for CGC 9.8. The all-time high was $475 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, now that I think about it, the last time on the Shakers list, it was, I think, the first appearance of The Simpsons, I want to think, was what we had. So this is a pure nostalgia buy. I mean, because when the book came out, when the movie came out, it didn't make people go out and buy the comic.
No.
But, and I would say this is definitely a show for little kids and stoners. Those are two people who are the two demographics that were watching it. And still people to this day, people will take a bong rip and they'll watch SpongeBob for about 4 or 5 hours straight. And it's just, and I tried to watch it and it's just so it's so manically crazy that I can't.
My kids
take
watched it growing up, and I watched a lot of SpongeBob with them, and it's weird.
Yeah,
it grows on you though, kind of.
Yeah, Radioactive Man. There you go. That's the one that we were talking about. First appearance of Radioactive Man. So, see, this is more people going into the comic book. I mean, I'm repeating myself on a weekly basis, but just so you guys get an idea what to look for when it's out there. Just because it was never a comic book first doesn't mean you shouldn't look for the first comic book appearance. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm telling you, Indiana Jones first appearance in Marvel is going to jump up in price when the new movie comes out. That's all. That's what I think. I meant. Unless Harrison Ford crashed another plane and he can't do anything in it. Somebody take that man's damn pilot license away from him. My God, dude is always crashing, and he keeps on surviving, just like Indiana Jones. I'm trying to think.
He is Indiana Jones and Han Solo.
I'm like, why does he keep crashing planes? There's snakes on the motherfucking plane. And Indiana Jones is not like snakes.
He
hates snakes. All right, so last one on the list is a book that we've been talking about to the point where Ryan went out and got himself one. What is
I was actually going to
do
for Ryan. Ryan, you need to read this, my friend. Ryan, go ahead and take us home. Take us home.
Young Avengers number 1. This is the Wizard World 2005 sketch Wizard First CGC 9.5 variant. That's a mouthful. This rare Wizard First 9.5, a short-term partnership with Wizard had with CGC to change the grading scale for high grade copies, had 2 big sales this week. It was one for $3,226 and another one for $3,500. These are both new all-time highs, and in comparison, the same book in a standard 9.8 sells for about $760 to $1,000. So this one is a serious premium for what essentially is a limited edition CGC label. And it's the first appearance of the Young Avengers, which is blowing up right now too.
A ton of them. Yeah, it's a ton of them. Kate Bishop, namely, one, and a bunch of other ones. I believe Speed and Wiccan.
I sniped the shit out of this one on eBay.
Go ahead, TiVo. Highlight Geek Stocks.
Back in May.
Comment right there.
See. 2 for 10?
No.
Yes, I'm going to send it in and get it cracked.
Yeah, actually, you know what? That Geek Stocks, we were just talking about that in some Facebook comic book group. Somebody bought this and said, should I crack it and try to get a 9.8? And I was just like, you know what? Just sell it to me. I'll take it off your hands for you. But he would not. But this is the holy grail of Young Avengers books. And do yourself some research. I think this may be the first one of the 9.5s because they made about,
There's a
I
few
want to
couple
say,
of them, yeah.
no, there's like 7 or 8 of them. But this is the most important one because it features, a bunch of first appearances. Go and do your research. They did a few of these. One of the probably only the cool things that Wizard World has ever done for their shows. I don't know. Take that money you guys are wasting at Wizard World conventions and publish your goddamn magazine again. I need my Wizard magazine. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to do it, I would do my own magazine. If anybody knows how to make a magazine and we could just do it. CovrPrice magazine featuring Lords of the Long Box. I can dig it.
Now we need CovrPrice to fix their you can't
show
load
yours.
this. You can't load it in. I loaded it into CovrPrice. There's no 9.5.
Oh, you can't enter
selection.
9.5.
Did
If
they
you put
fix
in
it for you?
9.8.
I thought you emailed them.
I did. Yeah, they said that it's an algorithm thing. It could take
Yeah.
some time. So
Because it's a one-off, but Ryan got it, and when and he thought he paid him pretty.
I
was
did.
like, nope.
And you're
But
up.
I
just
I
today,
sniped it for 2,700.
huge news from Marvel today, and all these books that we talked about. Some of them are going to jump because they. I think I already talked about it, right? Miss Marvel is going to start on Disney Plus in September,
And you
running
said
to
what?
October.
9 shows?
Yeah, and 9 other shows are in development.
Man,
For
I'm
Disney
excited
Plus.
to see what is on the horizon.
Yeah, it's kind of like their farm
Wow.
system, right? Let's see how it works on Disney Plus. If it's popular, we can make a film out of it. Just like the Anthony Mackie's going to be Captain America on the big screen because it was popular on there. But it's crazy that we got to do this. But I'm just saying, let's go to CovrPrice, see what's
let's
shaking
do that.
today, boys and girls. Make sure you guys
Yeah,
hit that
let's see what's
thumbs
out
up
there, man.
and subscribe, man. We're close to hitting 7,000 subs?
Let's do it. Let's do
Make
it.
sure you guys, if
Tell
you're
your
new to the
friends,
channel,
man. Man.
make sure you subscribe. If you're catching us
Got a
on
giveaway at
podcast,
7,000 too.
if you guys are catching us on podcasts, make sure we do a live show every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific. If you're near an Alexa-enabled device, just simply say, Alexa, play Lords of the Long Box podcast on Spotify. I'm just listening for my own to jump up right now. But let's see what's shaking today, boys and girls. I've got this down to a science now, I think. Look at that. Boom.
You think?
What? Boom, boom. In one shot. Helpful hint for people who do live shows. We don't need to see your faces on here.
We don't. You don't need to
Put
see
it
us,
full
you know.
screen so we see everything. Nobody needs to see your face on it when you're sharing the screen. God damn, it's very simple in StreamYard. There's another button right next to it, but I
Bam.
digress. These, here, I'll kind of show you while we're going through CovrPrice and what you get. So when you log in, you get the weekly comic book report. You get to see your top 10, right? You get to see the movers with the highest units sold this week. Look at Moon Knight 21 sold, Moon Knight #1 sold 21 units.
Wow.
Oh, this Moon Knight is dope. 36 units, but this isn't the mover show. This is the shaker show.
Yeah, no, we'll get into the shakers.
Mother
list,
of
man.
Madness. I actually saw this at my LCS. I should have got it. Damn it. All right, so let's see what's shaking today, boys and girls. Oh, I only have one in the top 6. Darn it. Giant size X-Men. Ross dog sold for $2,500. We're not going to talk about Ghost Spider. We already did last week, but
Yeah, we did.
here's a fun one. I like this. Let's take a look at this. Fantastic Four #2.
Wow.
That you know what? I rarely see #2s because everybody's always getting #1. This is #2 from 1961, the first appearance of the Skrulls. 4.0 sold for $31.50 on July 28th.
Damn.
Highest known value? Holy shit! Somebody got a 9.8 in a FF2. So for
How can someone have a
$65.
9.8 in that book? That's impossible. Come
Hey,
on, man.
We've seen it. We've seen like Golden Age books getting really big. A little She-Hulk love. Here's the famous issue that Louise Simonson was the muse for the House of Secrets number 92, first appearance of
this
Swamp Thing. 5.5, so for a cool $1,500 rose. Highest known value, 9.8 from 2018. Man, I don't know. I understand what DC's doing. You know, Batman is the thing, Flash is, but come on, they got to do some with Swamp Thing. Hopefully, he shows up in
I
Justice
want them
League
to
Dark.
do Dark so bad. Let's just get that going.
Hey, I still have this, man.
What's
I
up?
don't have it in a high grade, but this show is coming. It's coming on Fox or
coming.
FX. Yeah, $1,500 for a 9.8, which seems pretty cheap to me. I'm just saying, it seems very cheap.
What's
for
up
me.
with that X-Men 105? Is that a key?
I think it's the first appearance of somebody was specking this when Hickman was doing his run, but it's just this is a 30-cent cover. That's why.
Ooh, okay. So it's price variant, and it's in a 9.8.
$1,225 for the old. We were just talking about it, but this one is a little bit different than a Canadian price variant. This is where they upped the price by 5 cents and just put it in limited markets. That's why the print run is so long. That's why
right?
people, they were in test markets, similar to Mark Jeweler inserts, where they were just available, I do believe, on military bases.
That's the big Star Wars book, right? I mean, that's the one you're always looking for, is for the price.
Star
variant.
Wars, the price variant on those.
Yeah.
But nowadays, people are just getting price variants on anything. I mean, it's kind of a bonus if it's a price variant as well as a first appearance. You know what I mean? But people, as you can tell, I mean, they're just getting price variants just because, and they're getting them because they're high grade. So high grade and rarity, even though there's no first appearance. Here's the first appearance of America Chavez, 9.8 for. Well, that seems really low to me, man. I guess it's just gonna take seeing her in a trailer for Doctor Strange.
No, hold on.
Multiverse of Madness.
The difference between the highest sale and the last sale is almost $800, man. So there's it's going to come back, right? And then go down to the highest is $1,900.
Yeah. Well, this is probably April 28th, right around. When did they announce that she was going to be in Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness? And we always tell you about buying and selling. And buying, typically there's peaks and valleys, right? Right when something is announced or there's a trailer, boom, it jumps up in price.
It jumped.
But after a while, people kind of forget about it, and that's just how we are as people, human beings. We forget about it, and then boom, there's a trailer, we see her, and then it'll jump back past $2,000. You know what I mean? That's just, they need to see visual evidence in order for it to go up in price. So hey, this was on our spec list for a while now. We told you that the Sentry was coming a while ago. This is the Sentry #1, the Rosen homage. This is the first appearance of the Sentry. 9.8 for $900, man. There you go. I always thought this one was the harder one to get. One. Well, it's not the one, but I always thought it was harder to get because it's all black cover. The one to get, though, in my opinion, is this one because I have one. This is the San Diego Comic-Con special. Let's see what the highest value is. That's it? Wow, 700. Wow, there you go. So there you go. But, as soon as any Sentry news happens, it's going to jump. Here's an old classic but goodie. Is this Neil Adams, right? Classic cover by Neil Adams. And this is, let me see, 1973, Batman issue 251.
Yeah, baby.
Man.
I got a pair of Chucks that have this on it.
9.8 sold for $11,000 back this year.
I remember being able to buy a 9.2 at a con a few years ago for like $1,200, and I passed it up. So I regret. That's one of my regrets in comic book collecting.
We always like here. We like
Canteen Kate. Ooh, baby.
Oh yeah, Canteen Kate. Oh man. Comics that have this is a key issue. Because as you notice, they have keys next to the book when you look them up on its CovrPrice. If you have a membership, comics that have a key character appearances, a low print run, and or have been proven to always be in demand. $6.75 for a 4.0. That tells me that's in demand. It's just one of those things. It's good girl art. I don't know who did this, but I mean, if you look at it, that's kind of sexy for its day.
It's great,
man.
It's old school, man.
Yeah, dig it, man. Digging. Little great Silver Surfer action, right?
I love Silver Surfer 1.
Raw. Come on now, it's my birthday.
Hey,
I can't talk.
There it is.
You can't skip that.
Can't skip it.
Doctor Strange #169, first Doctor Strange in a solo series, a graded 7.0 for $6.75.
You have one, don't you? You don't have one?
I have two. Yeah, I have two.
Right.
Yeah. Nova.
Interesting. Still on there.
Dr. Afrolove.
Why is
Tiger
X Factor 6 coming back? What's
because Apocalypse is going to be part of a new upcoming Marvel storyline, I do believe.
Ooh, okay.
I do believe he had Tiger Shark on one long-term spec list, but 8.5. Wow, $500 for an 8.5, 9.8 for $3,000.
Yeah,
really dig that some Tiger Shark, I guess.
You know what? They mistakenly bought this because of King Shark.
Because of Suicide Squad.
Yep. They bought this one by mistake.
Oh, what about that Adam Hughes Spider-Gwen over there?
That's a nice one.
It's gorgeous,
dude.
I think I have this.
Which wasn't
not the 1 in 100 though.
That this was just a like a commission that they ended up using, and he was like not happy.
He was
about
not
it.
happy
No,
with
no,
it.
that was
I
another
don't
one.
think that's
Oh, a
Yeah.
different one. Okay.
Yeah, because this one looks finished. The other one looked unfinished and it was black and white. But this is Adam Hughes 1 in 100 for Spider-Gwen Volume 1, 455.
Not
Look at
bad.
that. Look at how many variants are.
Two.
Lord have mercy. Wow.
Yeah.
Somebody scored a 9.9 for
There you go.
1,500. Telling you, I mean, even though we know she's going to be an animated feature, you know, I full on expect whenever we see or hear about who's cast for the live action version. And I think this character, along with a few other characters, it doesn't matter that they're coming. It's who they get cast to play them. You know what I mean? For Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider, whatever her name is. Ooh.
Diva, what do you think? Do you think that there's still room in
Wow,
the
that's-
Eternals as we're seeing the
Oh,
sale
yeah.
now? But we know it's not coming until the end of the year. Do you think it still has? It's still going to go farther.
I think
This
it is.
cover is
It's
fire, dude.
dope.
Look at that.
Wow. That is dope. So this is the Scott Williams version, limited to 600. Remember I was talking about print runs are normally like 1,500 and 3,000. Well, this one's only 600. It's probably a store variant. Somebody can tell me in the live chat who did this store variant. But this is the one that came out just like last week, I do believe. Look at that.
Damn.
Somebody got a pre-order on this one. No way they got that back fast enough. But for those who know, you know, you can get pre-ordered 9.8s now, $350. Look at that. These are all the. I just picked this one up, by the way.
Good Lord.
Today,
So
or the other
many.
day. Damn it! I should have got the
So
one.
many.
Our friend Ken Lashley, who's going to be a Terrific
Yeah.
Con, and he's not gonna have these, but the shop that has them are going to be selling them. Due to the show sponsorship, I can't tell you who did that, but I do believe this one was a KRS Comics exclusive.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was.
Nice.
Good God, there's a lot of them.
Great googly moogly.
Is there a, hold on. Remember I was asking last week if they got Finch to do one or Platt? Let me see if there's any.
Oh yeah. See if there's a Finch in there. Delgado, Ramita.
Delano, Torque, I heard she's been doing some good things. Alan Qua, Steve McNiven is also a great artist. Bill Sienkiewicz, my bad.
Sienkiewicz.
Sienkiewicz. I don't like that for Bill Sienkiewicz. He can do a lot better. Ooh, this one is dope. This is Alex Garner. Look at that. Wow. Looks photorealistic. Yeah, so no Finch. And guess what? He's doing a variant for issue number 2. That's the reason why I was looking it up. I was wondering why he hasn't done nobody got him to do that. But he's
Ooh, swing down to that God Butcher one.
Yeah, swing down there.
Thor,
I have
God of
one.
Thunder. Yeah,
I have this
baby.
entire run actually.
I
so I'm
sold this
glad.
run in one of our auctions. This whole run.
Yeah. First appearance of Gore the God Butcher and the all black Necro Sword. Wow, 9.4 for $334. Good Lord. 9.8. You know, it's kind of been quiet, which is amazing to me. You got freaking
Look at the
great
variant
actor.
though. Look at the variant though. Go down that one.
Yeah, this is the one to get.
Yeah.
The Daniel Kuna one of 50. $562 for a raw.
Damn, these raw
Ooh.
prices, man, they're just blowing my mind.
Yeah, damn. Well, I hope you get a 9.8 if you get that
Oh,
right,
it's
man. If you
Finch's
spend
cover
that-
A. The Almighty Liger King is saying Finch's cover A on Moon Knight.
Is it? Let's look.
That's the Scott Williams. We got to go to A.
Steve McNiven.
No,
regular.
it's Steve McNiven.
Yeah, it's
Alan
this is Steve
Kwan? No.
McNiven. It's Steve
not-
McNiven. It's an homage though, because I think it's this looks like one of Finch's covers that he did on his
Okay.
other run. Does it say McNiven after Finch at the bottom there? I can't see, but yeah, this is not. Yeah, I mean, unless there's a store variant we don't know about, but I do know he's doing a variant for issue number 2.
Oh, that
Finch's.
MC Escher one is really cool.
MC Escher.
MC Escher. It's just the Alan Qua.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like an MC Escher painting.
I thought you were
Oh,
talking about a
I under-
rapper.
yeah,
Who's
the-
MC Escher? All right.
Yeah, he's an
It's
artist. Look
type-
it up. Google it.
How many
You'll love
variants
it.
are there? 34 variants. Known variants. Who knows if there's like some small store somewhere that got some. Look at that. Some Gwen Stacy. We already talked about that. Department of Truth back on here. Here's that amazing fantasy book. Anything? Oh, man. I had this in a.
Oh, so
beautiful
they're
high grade.
printing a Amazing Fantasy again, right?
Yep.
So Amazing Fantasy 15, when the new one comes out,
Yeah.
I wonder what they're going to do for it.
Mm.
6,000 variants probably.
This one is hot because it's the first appearance of Amadeus Cho. So this one has always been in demand. Then remember there was other Amazing Fantasy run was the first appearance of the spider chick, Arana or whatever her name was. Here you go, Ryan. Some Aquaman love for
there
you.
you go, baby.
Aquaman number 35.
First appearance of
Black Manta. $2.99 for 4.0, $4,000. So we'll see. I mean, remember Black Manta got some push when the Aquaman movie came out, but it really didn't get it's almost like timing on these, right? If these movies and shows were to come out in 2020, 2021, I have a feeling the prices would jump. Just like if you see Black Manta in Aquaman number 2, the sequel, then I think it will blow up.
What is that?
What is that?
Yeah.
Avatar Press Dreamwalker. Issue number 0, the first appearance of the Goon. Wow, I love the Goon. I did not see. I learned something every day. I did not know this was the Goon's first appearance. If you guys don't know who the Goon is, it's a great run. Wow, that's super cheap. First appearance, but it's brief. Dreamwalker. Wow, pretty cool, man. We're almost running out of time here, boys and girls, but let's see what else is jumping out here. You don't see this there too often there, Sparky. SpiderMan Marvel team up with look at that. You got Ant-Man, Taskmaster, a little bit of everything going on here, and you got some Spider-Man bondage. How about that?
There you go.
Remember I was talking about how they don't have any dialogue boxes on covers anymore? Here's a perfect example. Spiders have to be bound, but ants can be squished. All right. I dig it. We're going to act that out for you on the original box one day. We're gonna
you got to have that. Meanwhile, you got to get that.
Here you go. This is a gorgeous cover, man. Star Wars: The High Republic.
That was a nice one. I should have got that. I missed out on that.
So this is the Paolo Vininelli CBE, limited to 600. Star Wars: The High Republic, issue number 1. The first appearances of Keeve Trennis, Kenry KC-78, Rodar Keen, Lakaki. I don't even know if I'm saying these names right. Astala Maru and Prav Triv. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right.
Names, it's not like me reading today.
Yeah, $6.99 for 9.8, boys and girls, from June.
Damn, I should have bought that.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous book, but there you go, man. So thanks for hanging out with us on the Shakers list. I hope you guys had fun. I did see somebody hit a 4 out of 10 in there. Good for you, man.
Impressive.
Good stuff. That's impressive.
It was a tough list, man.
That's very impressive.
Thanks, you guys, for joining us. Enjoy the Bad Batch tonight. JB, any last words?
No, man, thank you, everybody who tunes into this. If you're watching this on the rewind and you're not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this live, man, thanks for coming, and hit the thumbs up on your way out. I would appreciate you sticking around.
And how can I even follow that up? Good night, everybody. No, thanks for joining us. Love you all. See you on Tuesday.
I will see you on Sunday. We got another Letters of the Long Box. Me and Mikey Sutton live with Geekosity. We're going to be doing, it's going to be letters answering your viewer mailbag questions, as well as some scoops and other things. So I'm pretty sure there'll be some cannonballs involved. I won't be drinking, though, every time there's a cannonball, because sometimes there's
that's a once in a year kind of thing, man.
Mm-hmm. Or, he can really mess with us and just make anything a cannonball and make us drink. So, all right, boys and girls, I will see you Sunday, probably about 5 p.m., 6 p.m., because I'm going to go see Jungle Cruise with my lady during the day, and then come home. We're going to rock Lords of Long Box Live with Mikey Sutton from Geekosity. Shout out to all the fellas, Otto and Nemesis Prime, going to be hitting up Terrificon this weekend, so make sure you check out 3 Men in the Basement. I'm pretty sure they're going to go live. It's always fun when they go live from Terrificon, because they just go live from the lobby of the hotel, and you got drunkards walking by.
You never know who
or
shows
something
up.
Else.
I mean, they had Tom King.
Tom King, Otto's
one.
favorite artist, was on there. So there you go.
And Tinian, I think Tinian, didn't they have? It was no. It was.
No, I know that Tom King, and then Otto asked him
in the
who
booth.
was his. No, it was when they just had set up in the lobby.
No, in the lobby. But then later they did one from a booth, and they had
because they're it's basically a Comic-Con at a casino
Tinian, but I could be
that's
wrong.
attached to a hotel, and so everybody's staying in the same place. They all just run into
Who
each
wrote
other.
the new 52 Batman and Robin run?
James Tinian.
Okay, well then that's who they had. If that was who it was.
I don't know who it was. So I'm just making sure.
No, he took over at the end in the.
I just
80s.
laughed when Otto didn't know who Tom King was, and he was asking him who was his favorite artist that helped him become who looked up to help him mold his professional career. But we gotta go, boys and girls. 7:00. We spent an hour of your time. I will see you Sunday. Until next time, boys and girls. Keep digging in them long boxes.
Peace, everybody.
Peace out. You know what? I'm gonna play it one more time.
Do it.
Now let's do this. Rewind, select and come again. Pull up that from the top to the very last. Jump.
Who are you to make their lives bitter in hard bondage? In this you shall know that the Lord is update. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, do it. We're here. We're back.
Can't do my job. You can't get fresher than this.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 5 greatest heroes. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
When it comes, I won't even notice.
Oh, how so?
I'll be too busy looking